Okay, so I'm going to try and give a tutorial for net floats and double net floats in Ape Escape 3. And I don't normally do this whole controller cam thing, but I thought it would be useful to like see my inputs and stuff, so hopefully that works out alright. But yeah, I'm in Space Station right now, and that's because outside Studio 2 here, you can stand on top of this box, and if you get a particularly good double net float and then sky flyer at the end, you can make it up to that red platform. And it kind of requires a decent double net float and like a boost fly out of it at the end, and so it just kind of acts as like a nice place to practice this kind of thing. But let's start off with single net floats. So first of all, you want to equip your slingshot, preferably on X, because by the end of it you'll go back to your net, and you tend to keep your net on X when running this game. But yeah, start with the slingshot, and the first thing you're going to do is double jump, and as soon as you do your second jump input, you want to push up, or any other direction on the stick, but I find up is easiest, so that you go into the slingshot. And so you should have something that looks like this. So you can see the crosshairs of the slingshot, but you're also rising upwards because of the second jump, and so if you can get that, then that's the first step done. And so the second step is to do that, but as soon as you see the crosshairs of the slingshot, or like as soon as you push up to go into the slingshot, you want to hit select to go into the gadget menu. And so you should have something that looks like this. And so I know I did that correctly because I heard the noise of the slingshot going in, and I can see that Sayaka's doing a flip, which is like the second jump animation. So as long as you hear the noise of the slingshot and you see that she's doing a flip, then you know you've done this right. And so at this point, what you want to do is click the left analog stick down, which normally makes you crouch, and you want to click it and hold it, and then you want to press select to come out of the gadget menu, and then immediately press select again to go back into it. So you should have something that looks like this. And if you did it correctly, you'll see the crosshairs of the slingshot for like 2 frames or something. The longer you see the crosshairs for, then the worse your net float is going to be. So it pays to be able to do that quickly, but also you don't want to do it like instantly. You have to wait at least a couple frames, because otherwise you won't get a net float at all. You'll just kind of like swing the net on the spot. You'll do like the downward swing thing, and you'll look like an idiot, so don't do that. But at this stage, you want to go over to your net and hit X to put it on the same button that your slingshot was on, and then you want to hold up on the right analog stick. Well, it could be any direction, but I'm always going to say up just because I find that easiest. You want to push up on the right analog stick, and when you hit select again, you should get a net float, as such. So I'll try and get another one. Just like that. Easy peasy. Takes a while to get the timing down, but ultimately, once you've learned it, it just becomes second nature, really. So in order to do a double net float, you unsurprisingly want to start with a single net float. And then once you're rising up during the net float, just as you hit the top, well, before you hit the top while you're still rising up, you want to hit select to go into the gadget menu. So hopefully I can show that off here. So you can't always see because Sayaka's sometimes off screen, but after enough net floats, you should have an idea as to like how high each one goes, and so you just want to hit select before you hit the top. If you do it too late, then your second net float won't have any height to it, because the way net floats work is that they carry momentum from your previous jump or whatever. As you're rising upwards and you hit select and start the whole process, the momentum that you had before is carried into the net float. And so when you do the first net float, you're carrying the momentum of the jump, and when you do the second net float, you're carrying the momentum of the first net float. So it's really important that you're still rising up as you hit select to start the second net float. If you do it too late when you've already kind of peaked and you're not going up anymore, then your second net float is going to have like no height to it at all. So there's a bit of timing to learn, but like I said, it kind of becomes second nature after a while. I need to clear my throat, excuse me. Also, there are people talking outside, which is annoying, but yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and start the second net float procedure. Okay, so I'm in the gadget menu, and what I'm going to do is go over to the slingshot, put that on X, and then what I'm going to do is hit select to come out of the gadget menu, immediately push forwards on the right stick, to go into the slingshot, and then immediately again hit select to come back into the gadget menu. So if you do it correctly, it should look like this. Just like that. And it's kind of important that you can do this quickly, because for some reason the second net float is affected a lot more by your timing than the first net float. So like when you do the first net float, you can afford to be a little bit slow when you do that kind of thing with the slingshot and going back into the gadget menu. But with the second one, your height suffers a lot if you take too long to do these steps. So it's really important that you can do these quickly for the second net float. And I think that's what I struggled with the most when I first learned these. But yeah, so at this point what you want to do is similar to the first net float, you want to click down the left analog stick, keep it clicked down, hit select to come out of the gadget menu, and then immediately hit select to go back into it again, like such. Just like that. And again, you want to be really quick with it, because the longer you spend outside the gadget menu, the worse your second net float is going to be. And so again, just like the first net float again, you're going to put the net back on X, push the right analog stick up, and then hit select, and hopefully, yeah. So obviously I was off screen, but you could clearly see that I got like a lot of height out of that. And so hopefully I can get a quick one here to demonstrate. Oh no, I messed that up badly. Yeah, and then you can also switch to the sky flyer at the end and spin out of that and get some more height. But you kind of have to do the sky flyer earlier than you might think, because again, you still want to be rising up when you do it. If you switch to the sky flyer too late and then try and spin, you won't get any height out of it. You'll just kind of maintain the same height and then fall down again. But yeah, that's basically it, I think. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or whatever. And also in the description of this video, I'm going to leave a link to the Ape Escape speedrunning Discord server. And so if you ever have questions for any of the other games, or this one, there are always people around to answer and help out. But yeah, hopefully the controller cam was good. Hopefully that helped with inputs or something. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope this helped.